Good morning, Boker Tov. It's wonderful to be here with you this morning on this lovely Sunday morning, this Motzei Shabbat, the day after Shabbat, in between Yom Kippur and tomorrow night when the holiday of Sukkot begins. I hope you had a meaningful fast and a meaningful day. It's wonderful to see people coming in and sharing their greetings. Good morning, Anita and Marion and Joni, Annette and John and Alan. It's wonderful to have everybody with us here on this Sunday morning as we say to one another, Boker Tov, Boker O. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai, Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's a pleasure to be here with you this morning during this, in so many ways, in between time, in between the holidays, but especially as we wait to see the outcome of the current direction, the current plan or plans to potentially return all the hostages and end the war in Gaza. And so we turn to prayer for the beginning of our week, time to recognize just our own personal circumstance and to find our place in these complicated days. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma u'v'ra'avo nekavim nekavim chalulim chalulim galui v'yadua lifnei chisei chvodecha she'im yipatech echad mehem o yisatem echad mehem אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. Let's continue with our prayer for the soul. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And now let's let this new week and this time, this new year, be a time of learning, a time of Jewish learning, a time of the expansion of mind and heart and soul combined. Talmud Torah, the study of Torah, is not merely an intellectual exercise, but one that involves all of us in learning and growing and seeing the world in deeper tones, in new ways, in opening ourselves to answers as well as to questions. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat beremidrash shacharit ve'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. Vachnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. V'vikur cholim, to visit the sick. V'hachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. V'levayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tfilah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'tamud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, as we do most days, let us continue our first day of the week with a sense of gratitude. We'll join in Boch She'amal, this blessing prayer that recognizes the world-creating power of words. And then we'll continue with Psalm 100. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers, that we might be redeemed. Mizmor L'Todah, a psalm recited in ancient times over the sacrifice of thanksgiving. And that while it is a prayer of thanksgiving, is also about praise and acknowledgement of the incredible blessings we're given and the opportunities to be God's partner in a world with so much potential. Let all the earth sing to the eternal, find joy in service of the sacred. May every word lead to an encounter with the divine presence. May we sense the Holy One within us and in all creation. Discover sacred purpose in every moment. The eternal is our infinitely capable creator. God forms our purpose and potential. Enter the gates with gratitude. Bring praise and thanks and bless the divine name. The divine love of the eternal allows us to find good in everything and strengthens the faith of each generation. And in that spirit, we will continue with the words of Shema Yisrael, these words that call upon the Jewish people to seek to be united, just as God is one, united, and unique. That it is our challenge to live up to that name Yisrael, that again, with the overlap between the shin and the sin in Hebrew, the challenge is us to be yashar, to be clear and straight, and at the same time, to wrestle with the divine, to struggle with the gap between the world as it is and the world as it should be, and to recognize our ability to make it so, to use the historical memory of our people, of our ancient beginnings and our time in Egypt, so that we might understand the plight of those who are downtrodden and might create a world that can grow and include all rather than becoming a place constantly of constant contest and conflict. Please join me in Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha. Ve'ayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha. Ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. Ve'shivtecha bevetecha uvelechtecha v'derech ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם. ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם emet. Well, it's wonderful to start the week with you in this way. And I can't imagine a time where the prayer of Havdalah, yes, the prayer of separation or transition between Shabbat and the week, but a prayer that recognizes the essential human ability to make meaningful distinctions has been more relevant. At this time, there seems to be a battle over even what is happening and who is saying what. It seems that with the 20-point plan released by President Trump and the American administration, that Hamas has accepted the first 7, which are about the exchange of hostages for political prisoners, a ceasefire, the retreat of Israeli troops, and the streaming of humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip, and wants to negotiate around the remaining points. And negotiation is really historically is not an honest term for what they wish to do. And they have managed with the evolution of this to have this supposed negotiation take place not under active fire, not what the Israeli government wanted. And it's hard to know right now. We have to really use our capacity to make distinctions and to see what actually takes place, whether or not the pressure is primarily brought on Hamas to acknowledge that there is no future for Gaza where Hamas maintains power, weapons, and control, or whether pressure is brought on Israel to accept an extended ceasefire for the return of the hostages, and where any additional war in Hamas will be blamed on Israel. We're sort of in that in-between space right now where there's wrestling over how this will be understood and presented. And so we really need to sharpen our skills to distinguish, to understand, not just between Shabbat and the rest of the week, but between facts and spin, between communication and manipulation. And these next days will be complex days, although it may be longer before the reality is made known of what this truly is. Please join me in this prayer to strengthen our abilities to make distinctions. We'll join together in both the Hebrew and the English. אתה חוננתנו למדע תורתך, והתלמדנו לעשות חוקי רצונך, ותבדל אדוני אלוהינו בין קודש לחול, בין אור לחושך, בין ישראל לעמים, בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי ואמותיי, החל עלינו הימים הבאים לקראתנו לשלום, מנוקים מכל עוון ומדובקים ביראתך, ברוך חונן הדעת. You have graciously given us the chance to know your Torah and taught us to observe your laws. Eternal our God, you have allowed us to see the distinctions between holy and ordinary, between light and dark, between Israel and other nations, and between the 7th day and the 6 days of work. Eternal my God, God of my fathers and mothers, may the days to come bring peace, free of wrongdoing and filled with reverence. Blessed is the generous source of intelligence. And we continue with our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF. This is a tense and tenuous circumstance where the IDF is in Gaza, but again in defensive rather than offensive positions. And we fear for those who must place themselves on the front lines in such an uncertain circumstance. And that if this war comes to an end in these days, that it will do so without the last minute losses and sacrifice that have characterized so many conflicts. Please join me in this prayer for the soldiers of the IDF, and that what is made out of their sacrifice might lead to better days. Please join. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם. ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי אל גוי חרב, ולא ילמדו עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, באין מחריד, ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF, and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid, and together we say, Amen. Well, we turn now to our prayer for those in need of strength and healing, praying for those in our circle of family and friends who are ill or unwell or isolated or injured, who are seeking to recover, who are praying for recovery of loved ones under truly harrowing circumstances, who in last days are finding times of meaning or struggle. For each of them and all of them, for the names given to me and given to Temple, for the names placed in the chat in this and other services, and for those forcibly isolated, for the hostages and their families still cruelly held in a daily crime against humanity. For all of them, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו לחל עמם ולרפאותם. וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה, ועטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's very meaningful to start the week with you here and to join our hopes and our prayers together for individuals, for circumstances, for the future of our people, as well as the citizens of the state of Israel and our brothers and sisters there. And so it's wonderful to connect and reflect, and very strengthening to do so during these times, and also to remember, recalling those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own. During recent days and weeks, we extend our condolences to the families of Philip Starkman, Elaine Sina, Faye Manor, Doreen Manley, Brenda Thompson. And we remember all victims of war and terror, including terror victims Yosef David, Sarah Mendelson, Levi Yitzchak Pash, Yaakov Pinto, Mordechai Steinsag, Israel Metzner, and the following IDF soldiers whose lives have been lost in the last 30 days. Yitzchak Harosh, Chalachu Shimon Damalash, Uri Lamed, Amit Aryeh Regev, Gadi Kotal, Oran Hershko, Eitan Avner Ben Yitzchak, Eran Shelem, Matan Abumovitz, Ron Arieli, Omri Chai Ben Moshe, Shachar Natanel Mozaglo. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this 13th day of the month of Tishrei, the 5th of October, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Murray Bernholtz, Jack Brown, Francis Dombrow, Harold Frankel, Ruth Kamen, Beatrice Boots Leibovitz, Lou Pugin, Helen Richmond, Nathan Rivelis, Rosalind Soley, Louis Souls, Norman Stern, Norma Sweet, Claire Weinberg, Lorna Yuffie. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון ובימיכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב עמו, אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה אמרו, אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו, אמן. עושה שלום במומם, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, amen. Well, Temple is grateful that a contribution has been made this morning to our adult education fund by John Sweet, observing Yahrzeit for Norma Sweet. A Boker Tov, a Boker O. I look forward to us being together again tomorrow morning as we prepare for Sukkot to begin tomorrow evening. A Boker Tov, Boker O. Let's hope for good news.